I think my boyfriend secretly wants to have children. I told him before we even started dating, hey listen, I'm not gonna have kids, ever. And then I went to his parents' house for a family get-together, and he's telling his mom, oh, we're gonna have 2 kids, 3 kids, and I'm just looking at him like, have you lost your marbles? And then his mom says this, I'm losing my crap here, and I really need some advice. This might be a bit all over the place, but I'm kind of in a mess right now, so bear with me. So, I've been with my boyfriend Michael for 4 years. We lived together in Toronto, and up until now, everything's been great. Well, perfect. Like, we're the couple that makes everyone want to puke because we're so in love. I mean, we barely fight, we're always cracking each other up, and, well, it's amazing in bed. He's my person. But here's the thing, I don't want children, ever. It's not just a maybe someday type of thing. I straight up don't want to be a mom. I love my life. I love my career. I'm a graphic designer at a startup company, and I love being able to travel whenever we want children. Kids just aren't on the cards for me. I told Michael that this right from the start, and I was like, dude, if you want Rugrats, I'm not your girl. And he was cool with it. He said that he used to think he wanted children, but he could totally see a future without them. If it meant being with me, of course. I thought I hit the dang jackpot. Okay, but let's cut to last month. We're in Australia for his sister's wedding, and it was my first time meeting a lot of his family from Europe. Everything was going great until the reception. Picture this, I'm 3 glasses of champagne deep, trying to balance those little plates of tiny appetizers when Michael's aunt corners me. She's all like, so, when are you 2 giving Michael's parents a few grandbabies? Ugh. I tried to laugh it off, but she wouldn't let up. Finally, I just blurted out, oh, sorry, we're not having kids. It's not for me. Holy crap. You could hear a pin drop in the whole room. I mean, Michael's mom looked like I had just punched her in the face. His father starts coughing into his napkin, and then his mom turns to Michael and goes, but sweetheart, you always said you wanted a big family. What happened? Guys, I wanted to disappear. Michael just mumbled something about plans changing and how happy he is with me. But the look on his family's face, oh yeah, I'll never forget. Ever since we got back, I can't stop obsessing over this. I'm noticing crap I've never paid attention to before, like how Michael always offers to babysit for our friends, or how he lingers a little too long when we pass playgrounds. The other day, we were watching some sappy diaper commercial, and I swear I saw his eyes get misty. I've tried talking to him about it, but he just keeps saying that he's happy with our life. But what if he's a liar? What if he's just telling me that I want to hear this because he didn't want to lose me? I'm freaking the hell out. I love Michael more than anything, but I can't shake this feeling that I'm holding him back from something he really wants. What if we stay together and he ends up resenting me? Or worse, what if he decides in 10 years that he can't live without having kids and leaves me? I'll be 38 and starting over. But the thought of breaking up with him makes me want to throw up. He's my best friend. We have a whole life together. We have a dog, for duck's sake. A golden retriever named Pancake, who's the light of our lives. I don't know what to do. I can't eat, I can't sleep, I'm a mess at work, and I almost sent a client a design with a giant typo yesterday because I was distracted. How do I know if Michael is really okay with not having kids? Can people who disagree on this actually make it work? Should I just end things now before we waste more time? But what if I'm overreacting and ruin the best thing that's ever happened to me? Please, guys, help me. I'm actually losing my mind here. I mean, has anyone been through something like this? What did you do? I need advice bad before I have a full-blown breakdown, for real. What's up, everybody? So today's story is an interesting situation because I feel like a lot of couples have been in this situation before. Maybe one wants children and the other doesn't. But first, before we hop into the update to see how this gets resolved, let's check out a few comments because these 2 comments were going back and forth with each other. The first one comes from PM me your dog pictures. It says, are you kidding me? OP needs to end this relationship ASAP. It's clear her boyfriend wants children and is just saying that he doesn't to keep her around.
This is a fundamental incompatibility and will only lead to resentment down the line. Better to rip off the Band-Aid now than waste more years on a doomed relationship. OP, if you're reading this, you deserve someone who genuinely doesn't want kids, not someone who's willing to give up their dreams for you. Alright, that's a very interesting comment, but let's see what this other commenter has to say about that. This one's coming from, well, an interesting username, Child Free for Life. Wow! Way to jump to conclusions. Did you even read the post? OP's boyfriend has repeatedly said he's happy without kids. Not everyone who likes kids needs to have them. Some people are content being the fun uncle, aunt. You're projecting your own issues onto their relationship. They clearly love each other and communicate well. OP, ignore this fear-mongering BS and talk to your partner. Guys, let me know which one you're rocking with and what your advice would be. We do have plenty of updates, but first, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and let's get this update rolling. Update number 1. Holy crap, guys. I can't believe I'm writing this update. My hands are shaking and I've rewritten this 5 times. So 2 days after my post, which blew up way more than I expected, thank you for the advice, even the crazy stuff. There's some crazy people out there. Michael and I finally sat down to chit-chat. And when I say talk, I mean we had a marathon conversation that lasted the entire night. Turns out Michael had noticed I was freaking out and been waiting for me to be ready to talk. Gosh, I love that man. He's always so in tune with my feelings. Okay, here's the deal. Michael spilled his guts about his whole journey with ideas of not having kids. Get this, he grew up in a Western Europe with parents who were low-key miserable in their marriage. He always thought having kids was like the key to relationship happiness or something, but then he met me and bam, mind blown. You guys, he said by our second date he knew he wanted to marry me. Me! The chronically messy, always running late, pineapple on pizza, love disaster that I am. When I first told him I didn't want children, he admitted he was bummed. He had this whole vision of mini Sarahs running around, but then he realized that a future without me in it was way worse than a future without kids. That's why he's been so supportive of me, looking into surgeries to make sure I can't get pregnant. I asked him point blank if he felt jealous when we were around our friends with kids. You know what this beautiful idiot did? He laughed. Actually, I laughed too. He said, yeah, he sees that special bond parents have with their kids. But he also sees the exhaustion, the financial strain, and the lack of freedom. He told me that I'm his family, and our relationship is all the happy ever after that he needs. What a man! But guys, then he dropped a bombshell. The reason he had not told his family about our decision before was that he was scared they would pressure us. Apparently, having kids is a huge deal in his culture. But get this, after the wedding disaster, he called his parents and some close relatives and told them he was the one who decided he didn't want kids. He took the heat to protect me, and I'm not crying, you're crying. I was still worried that maybe he was just saying all this to make me happy. But he looked me dead in the eyes and said that these past 4 years have been the happiest of his life, and the fact that I was so concerned about his happiness just proved to him how right we are for each other. And then, guys, he proposed! I'm not even kidding. He pulled out this gorgeous ring that he apparently bought during our first year together. He said he waited because I once made a comment about wanting to be together for at least 3 years before getting engaged. The ring is perfect. It's got this unique design, and the stone is this amazing color that matches his eyes exactly. So yeah, we're engaged. I'm getting married to the love of my life, and we're on the same page about children, or lack of, I should say. And I never have been happier or more sure about anything in my life. Thank you guys for talking me off the ledge. To everyone who said communication was key, you were right. To everyone who said we were doomed, suck it. I'm gonna go celebrate with my fiancé. Peace out. Guys, that was update number 1, but you know what? It doesn't end there, and not everything ends just as happy as it does. Let's check out update 2 to see, oh man, what's gonna happen next. Hey guys, it's your favorite child-free disaster back with another update that's straight out of a Hallmark movie. Remember me, The girl who almost torpedoed her relationship because she thought her boyfriend secretly wanted children. Yeah, well, hold on to your butts because this update is a doozy. So, a few months have passed since Michael and I got engaged. I still can't believe to be able to call him my fiancé. And everything's been amazing except for one itsy-bitsy thing. I accidentally turned myself into a secret German spy. Let me explain. I had this brilliant surprise idea for Michael by learning German, so I could say my wedding vows in his native tongue. Romantic as hell, right? Well, it turns out I'm weirdly good at languages because now I understand way more German than I intended to. And Michael has no clue. At first it was cute. I'd catch a little snippet of his conversation with his family and smile to myself, but then things started getting complicated. So, for starters, I found out Michael's been planning this insanely elaborate engagement party. Apparently, it was supposed to be his original proposal plan, but my freak out about the kid thing derailed it. Now, he's turning it into a surprise party. And guys, it sounds amazing. There's going to be a string quartet and everything. But here's where it gets really wild. You know that German soup I've been making for years? Sauerkraut soup. The one Mike was always raving about. It turns out he actually hates it. But this sweet, wonderful idiot eats it anyways because it reminds him of home and he appreciates the effort I put into making it. I'm torn between being touched and wanting to smack him for letting me serve him food he hates for years. Oh, and get this. For 2 years, Michael has been hiding my favorite candies around our house just to see me get excited when I find them. 2 years, who does that? Also, apparently he's been tracking my period so he can be extra supportive during that time. I don't know, is that weird? I think it's weird. I also think it's weird that I find it incredibly sweet. But wait, there's more. Remember how I used to drag myself out of bed at ungodly hours to go to the gym with him when he first started dating me? Well, yeah, he's known I'm not a morning person this whole time. He just thought it was cute that I was trying so hard to impress him. And here's the thing, I snore, like a lot. Michael never said a word about it, and now I'm making a point to fall asleep after him so he can get some peace and quiet. The most heart-melting thing, though, he's constantly gushing to his family and friends about how excited he is to marry me. Like full-on lovesick teenage mode. It's adorable, and I'm dying because I can't react to any of it. I'm losing my mind here, really. Our wedding is set for next year, and my birthday is coming up soon. I'm terrified I'm going to slip up and reveal that I understand German. I feel like I'm invading his privacy, but I also can't unhear what I've heard. How the hell do I keep this charade going until the wedding? Should I come clean? What if he's upset that I've been eavesdropping, even if it was an accident? Also, how do I subtly let him know that he doesn't have to eat my nasty soup anymore without giving it away that I know he hates it? Help a girl out! I've somehow stumbled into the plot of a rom-com and I have no idea how to get out of this. Update number 3. Guys, if you thought I was living in a rom-com before, but now I'm pretty sure I've stumbled into some kind of multiverse where every Hallmark movie ever made had a baby with Love Actually. Well, remember how I was freaking out about accidentally learning German and eavesdropping on my fiancé Michael? Well, it all came to a head a few weeks ago at our surprise engagement party. And when I say surprise, I mean surprise. Michael had outdone himself again. The party was stunning. Fairy lights everywhere, that string quartet I mentioned, and get this, he flew in both of our families. My heart nearly exploded when I saw Mom and Dad from Brazil. So there I am, surrounded by our loved ones, half drunk on champagne and love when I decide, duck it. I'm coming clean. During the dinner toast, I stood up and took a deep breath and started speaking in German. Guys, you should have seen Michael's face. I mean, his jaw was practically on the floor, and I explained in not-so-perfect German how I'd been learning his language as a surprise for the wedding. I spilled about accidentally discovering his party plans and all these sweet little things that he does. I told everyone how these discoveries just made me more certain that he's the one for me. Not because he's perfect, but because he's perfect for me. Michael's brother was translating for the family, and I swear I saw Michael's mom tearing up. But here's where it gets real. After I finished my speech and downed another glass of champagne, of course, Michael stood up and then this beautiful idiot starts speaking Portuguese. Portuguese! Turns out, while I was secretly learning German, Michael's been learning Portuguese for the past year. He wanted to surprise me at our wedding, but speaking to my Brazilian family in their native tongue. He said he wanted to show me that he embraces every part of my heritage. I lost it. I'm talking full ugly crying, mascara everywhere, probably look like a raccoon. My father, who's only ever spoken Portuguese, jumped up and hugged Michael so hard I thought he might break him. The rest of the night was a blur of laughter, tears, and everyone trying to teach each other phrases in German, Portuguese, English, and French. It was beautiful chaos. So guys, I've decided that I'll do my wedding vows in German, and Michael will do his in Portuguese and English. I can't tell you how relieved I am to not be carrying around this secret anymore. And knowing that Michael was doing the exact same thing, it just reinforces what I've known all along. We're perfect for each other. To think, a few months ago, I was ready to throw in the towel because I thought we disagreed about having children. Now, here we are, planning a trilingual wedding that I've never been more excited about in my life. Guys, thank you for the advice and support throughout all this. I'm signing off now to get practice of German vows down, and maybe learn how to say, I'm sorry I've been feeding you nasty soup for years, even though you hate it. Wish us luck, guys. Goodbye.